Hey everyone, we've got another legacy workout video ready. I'm going to go over some of these movements, do some explanations, and do some tips. So here we go with the first movement, which is just a ring muscle up. This is a very complex maneuver, and there's many variations that you can do to learn this ability. The variations that you would use if you're not strong enough, I would specifically say you need coaching for, because there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, and there's pretty high skill level to this movement, but it's definitely attainable for most people, I would say, who have a general attunement to fitness. But the advice that I can give you is you can see my hands here. I maintain kind of it's what's called a false grip, so I don't actually have my hands directly on the rings. I'm putting a lot of the weight onto my wrists, so that when I get to the crux of the movement, where you're switching from a pull to a push, you have a little bit more leverage to be able to get the transition for getting past the rings and then pushing up afterward. That's honestly the hardest part of this movement. Again, more specific coaching per person would be important for something like this if you're trying to learn it, but it's really good if you can develop the ability to do this. And then moving forward is going to be just reverse rows. So with a barbell, it's just a strong pull. It's a very upper body, posterior chain. It'll help develop your lats and your pull strength. Good for getting better at pull-ups or just pull strength in general. And then we follow this with some squats. So this is a back squat with a barbell with a relatively heavy weight. This is probably going to be one of people's strongest lifts, just because the squat is such a strong movement where you get to use most of your body to be able to push the weight around. Going down to 90 degrees is generally the accepted limit to what a 1 rep would be. You can see I'm just a little bit below the 90-degree angle here. Everyone's depth is going to be a little bit different, so really it's just a matter of comfort and ability. You don't want to go farther than what your body will let you, and if you want to get a deeper squat, you can definitely practice it, but it takes time to get to those bottom levels where you feel comfortable and you still have strength from the bottom all the way up to the top. Going past the front squat, the next movement is going to be just shrugs, barbell shrugs. So this is all traps, shoulders, and upper back. This is really good for your grip, because if you're using a heavy weight, it can really accentuate how much grip, especially if you're not using straps. I definitely recommend doing as much lifting as you can without straps, just so you can get some of the work to actually hold the bar and hold on to things. Most of my workouts have a really strong component of core strength and grip development, just because that's a limiting factor for so many movements. But this next one is a barbell lunge. So it's single leg lunges are very good. It's good to practice things that are not parallel every once in a while, just so you can split up the work that you do from one leg to another. So if you have any imbalances, this can actually straighten that out. You can actually strengthen sides that are weaker or stronger and try and get them more on an equal level. It's good to take some of the movements that you do out of this standard plane of motion where you're just square on, just for athletic purposes and as well as balance. It's nice to balance each side equally as much as you can, just to become a more capable athlete. And then, is there one more? There we go. It's just split squats, and that's a pretty solid, just lifting movements, a lot of strength. Nothing too out of the ordinary from this one. So I'd say this is a good core workout that you could do, something you could always fall back to just for the basic movements aside from the ring muscle up, unless that's a skill you've already had. But getting new skills like that is good for short-term goals. Like, say if you have something that you're trying to learn and you don't quite have it yet, getting a new skill can be very beneficial to your training, just because it gives you something to work towards, and then earning new skills gives you a level of excitement that keeps training interesting, and I think is a good way to stay motivated when you're maybe otherwise feeling like you're plateauing or something like that, or if you're just doing the same thing all the time and you want to break things up. Sometimes learning something new can really break up the logjam. So that's it for this workout, and I'll see you guys in the next one.